season continues. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Nyasha Diva Mtamangira. For those of you who don't know what the Mature Look season is all about, let me give you a heads up. In the previous seasons, we've been talking to our younger socialites, and I must say we've had good times, fun times. But this season, we've put all fun and games aside, and we get to talk to our mature socialites so that they can tell us their success stories, then we can just marvel. And what makes it more interesting is that we get to follow them right to their doorstep. Go to our Facebook page and tell us what you think about that. And our Facebook page is Up Close and Personal on ZBC TV. Today, I'm talking to Mr. Blessing Mwale, who is quite established in the tourism industry. He is somebody you could learn one or two things from. So if you're in the tourism industry or aspiring to be in that industry, I suggest you take a few minutes of your time and listen carefully. You're watching Up Close and Personal, and I'm now with Mr. Mwale. And like I said earlier on, there is a lot that you can learn from the story that he has to tell us here today. Am I right, Mr. Mwale?
That's correct. That's correct.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to be part of our show.
I'm glad to be part of your show. Thank you.
Now let's go straight to it. Not so long ago, you were a young man chasing dreams. What kind of dreams were you chasing?
Well, I'm still young. I'm still young, yeah. Still young and still chasing. But primarily there were three things, or there are three things that I've always wanted to focus on. One is to start up my own hospitality consultancy and training company. The second thing is a sports academy focusing on rugby. And then the third thing is a leadership and life skills training center. So yeah, I think my drive is really towards eventually starting up those sort of initiatives.
Can you describe to me and the viewers at home the kind of setup that you were raised in? Because when people see successful people, they always think that they had it easy.
I'm the last born in a family of 5. We're a family of 4 boys and 1 girl. My sister comes immediately before me. Look, we're a normal family. We go through what everyone else goes through. I've experienced loss. Lost my brother, the firstborn in our family. A couple of years later, lost my dad as well.
So sorry about your father.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, we're a normal family going through what normal families go through, and I guess that's the basic background of the family.
Yeah. Seeing as you're wearing a gold band, I assume that you are married.
That's correct.
That's correct. Please tell us how you finally found true love and how you decided to get married. I mean, it's a big step.
You know, I thank the Lord for my wonderful wife. I think when true love really happens, you know it.
Really?
I don't think there's any particular formula that you can follow. You know, when it does happen, you know it. And I also believe that with prayer makes it,
wow.
You don't put so much of an effort.
You know,
yes, exactly. Yeah. And prayer does work in these areas. So, you know, it's a combination of being patient. It's a combination of understanding God's will for you. And yeah, when it does happen, I think the Lord does give us a deeper understanding. When it does happen, you just know that, you know what, this is the right person for me.
Since you emphasize that you are still young, let me ask this question very carefully. People younger than you, most of their relationships are messed up. So what is your advice to them when it comes to love, marriage, and relationships?
I think, you know, we are coming from different backgrounds, whether we are born again or not born again. And what I've noticed, though, is that if God becomes your pillar, you then tend to trivialize those differences that you have. So, you know, if you're in a marriage, the marriage becomes easier. There are going to be differences, but because you are pointed back to the Word of God, you're able to overcome those differences.
That was a very well answered question, Mr. Mwale. But hold that thought. You're still watching Up Close and Personal with Nyasha Diva Mtamangira, and I'm hanging out with Mr. Blessing Mwale. Join us right after the break for more. In the meantime, go to our Facebook page and tell us if you're enjoying the show. watching Up Close and Personal. What can you say about the tourism industry in the next 5 years? Some people say it's going to be very good.
At the moment, I think in Zimbabwe, tourism is contributing plus minus 10% to the GDP. There's a lot of development that's taking place, notably in Vic Falls, the building of the airport, or rather a reconstruction of the airport to international levels. So, in essence, what it means is that there's potential for a lot more tourists coming in, a lot more tourist arrivals, particularly the international tourists. That's really going to connect us to the rest of the world, so to speak. Also, there's a lot of development technologically. You can literally go into the internet and find anything that you want. So I see another aspect of the tourism industry growing in the sense that we now have people connecting with Zimbabwe a lot faster, a lot via the internet. So there's going to be growth in online bookings as well. People just making bookings over the internet. And I think, look, there's a lot of amidst everything else, there's a lot of positives that have come out of Zimbabwe. And whilst we remain an expensive destination compared to a lot of other destinations, but I think we there's so much to be appreciated in this country, and a lot of work has been done by the relevant ministries, ministry arms, the ZTA, a lot of marketing going on outside the country, also even from individuals, who own private lodges and hotels. There's a lot of work, and I think in the next 5 years, we should start to reap some rewards from all that work that's been done. So I think it's a positive outlook for us. We just need to roll up our sleeves and get working and improve what we can. And obviously things that are out of our control, we just continue to ask for the grace of God to take us through. But whatever we can do, let's do it to the best of our ability.
Now let me just deviate from the question there a little. You've been talking a lot about God and prayer. So are you a Christian yourself?
Yes, I'm a born-again Christian, and I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Yes.
That's wonderful. It looks like you have so much to say, Mr. Mwala. I think I should have given you an R. You're still watching Up Close and Personal, Season 4, the Mature Look season. My name is Nyasha Diva Mtamangira. Join us right after the break for more. Welcome back. You're still watching Up Close and Personal with Nyasha Diva Mtamangira, and I'm still with Mr. Blessing Mwala. And if you're just joining us, you've missed out on a lot. How have you found the show so far?
It's been enjoyable so far, so good. Thank you.
I just can't believe it's over. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay. You seem to be a serious man in the corporate industry, and I don't believe that anyone can work like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what is it that you actually do to just wind off?
I usually take time to participate in sport, namely rugby, cricket, and on occasion basketball. I believe sport is a good stress reliever, and also it's a very good opportunity to just mix and mingle with other people.
Since we're all about the youth and the motivation that we desire for them, you mentioned that sports was not the it thing at the time. So what can you say to them now? Is it a good idea to actually take it up as a full-time career, so to speak?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier on, it's an industry that has grown, and I guess back in our time, we thought that a career in sports was limited to either the racing track or to the field, sports field or rugby field. But what you realize today is that there are many other aspects of sport that have come about. So, for example, people are getting into sports medicine.
Exactly.
People are getting into sports psychology, you know. So there's a lot more that has grown out of mainstream sports. So I believe, yeah, you know, it's definitely an option that anyone should go after.
I think another problem that the young people have is they like more like instant things, you know, like it's an instant coffee generation, 2-minute noodles kind of people. What can you say about that?
It's, you know, it is a problem. I think generally we almost created a culture like that, and you know, it's owing to a lot of factors. But I think what we need to take into consideration is that, you know, there are certain principles that will not change irrespective of what we're doing. You know, you are not going to reap anything if you don't sow. And you know, if every time we planted a seed of maize and expected it to you know, to produce cobs in the next 5 to 10 days, there would be a problem. But I think we must understand those principles and must understand that, you know, in whatever we do, you know, whether it's whatever it can be, you know, whatever you choose to do, there is going to be a period of time where you need to wait. There is going to be a period of time where you need to even invest a little bit more of yourself in whatever it is. And sometimes things are not going to come in the time that you want, but during that season, there's things for you that you must glean from, things that you must learn, things that you must take up. And I always believe that these things will help you once whatever it is has come to fruition. So we must be patient in everything that we do.
Yes. So patience is key.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You have said a lot of interesting things here today, and I want to thank you once again for agreeing to be part of the show. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure, and
it's been great.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with the rest of the country. Thank you so much.
From what we discussed here today, I'm sure you can see that everyone has a story. There is no success story without extreme highs, and then there's those extreme lows. And there's times when you work so hard, yet you get nothing. To comment about today's show, you can go to our Facebook page, Up Close and Personal on ZBC TV, or you can go to my Facebook page, Nyasha Diva Mtamangira, or you can follow me on Twitter at Nash Diva. In the words of George Bernard Shaw, a lifetime of happiness, no man could bear it. It would be hell on earth. So appreciate all the times in your life, including the bad. My name is Nyasha Mtamangira, and you've been watching Up Close and Personal. Thank you for listening.